Hello, everyone. The Foxwolf here. Now, if you guys haven't seen my YouTube short, I do like to say this. What I said yesterday, I do look back at it. I do like to apologize to you people about the title of the video I made about Valentine's Day and why I don't like it, and it makes me feel sad. And there's some truth to it. I do like to appreciate some of you people in the comments telling me stuff just to ignore the holiday. It's just a holiday. If you don't like it, you don't have to point it out. And yet again, I should have thought what I meant. I guess the reason I made that video is well, it wasn't a video; it was actually a podcast. I was actually making the podcast at the time while taking a break on what my next topic is. So I was like, okay, I might as well talk about it. And it was only a clip part of my Glow podcast um, yesterday. And technically, I'm not. Well, technically, I really don't know what to say because, guys, yesterday and Valentine's Day had changed. And even though it wasn't a day I wanted to do, and like to be honest with you viewers, I just want to point this out. Now, if you people haven't seen my YouTube short saying I'm sorry for everyone and I apologize and this or that, I do like to point this out. And and before some people online get a little bit critic by the title of the video, if I say it, I do like to point this out before something like heinous happens, but or maybe I don't know how I don't know how what word to put in, but let's just say that yesterday was one day that really had things going. Like I'm not really afraid anymore about anything. I'm not afraid of answering the door if the cops come. If the cops come, I'm not going to lose my mind and go, I'm going to kill you people. I'm not going to do this. Or I'm going to harm people because you people are ruining my life. I wouldn't. I'm not even afraid to even go that direction. I'm not even afraid of speaking my point of why I despise the world throwing so much pity party at me because people disrespect Canadians. And because at the end of the day, guys, I think some people have to understand back in the 60s and 70s when my father was even a child, and even at the time when my father was in high school, and at the time back in the 60s and 70s, even when black people were involved as racism because white people didn't like blacks and Africans were in despise of it, people have to understand, I think people in this state at the time back in the old days, before factories that are abandoned like 4 miles away from my town that are now abandoned that used to be operational at the time. I think people have to understand that us Canadians were also treated hatefully the same way as black people were back in the 60s and 70s. And I think people have to understand there's some people online that do throw pity party stuff at me, and some of them are African American people, and I do despise some of it. Now, not everyone in the comments are mean people, and not everyone's white, not everyone's black, and I'm sure not a lot of people know that I'm Canadian, and yet again, I think some people might even despise other types of racial of people because maybe they're just trying to feel some hateful energy inside, or they're just trying to get something out of their system even if they want to keep it inside of themselves. And I just think some people have to understand that there's a lot of hate out here. And does it have to do with the racism thing? No. Like at the end of the day, I think some people might have to understand that there's something more to this than meets the eye. Because I think when some people like to threat one race of people, they would they would just so much hate on some other type of racial people, and that person will start hating on them as well. And the more that energy flows, the more hell it will drive more people into doing violent acts. And it's not the drugs or alcohol or even medication that drives people insanely dangerous, depending on what medication you take. It's also the hate outside that brings people to no respect. So I think when you actually throw this into conclusion, there's reason that there's more hate online when people don't know the full story. people don't know, and for instance, people don't know everything about Boogie 2988. Guys, I've seen Boogie 2988 for over a decade now. I've seen about his stuff in 2013, 2012, 2014, 2015, 2016, and he's been into successful rage. He was on top of the world. Like from 2017 to 2018, but then after he had an operation, this or that, and then he divorced his wife, which some people said there was abusive thing, but I thought it was just an exciting content thing. And then when he got a divorce from his life changed. He felt lonely, this or that. And then I feel like that's when his life changed. And then there was a person online that recorded him outside trying to troll him, and he had a gun in his hand and started. And then that's when things change. And I think people online like to crack those people in half. It's not the people online that it's not the celebrities that are the suspects. It's the people that put that energy into that person and made him what he is. People say Boogie 298 is a manipulator, but how do you know that even before and after he got married and before and after he got divorced? I think people have to understand there's more to it. People might not know much about Alinity, and even back in 2019, I was trying to give Alinity multiple choices and chances to give her a chance to try to be a better person and try to learn from your mistakes. And then you have a person online telling me things that I'm gonna go to hell because I'm with Alinity, and him and me and Alinity are gonna go to hell. So when you have people online throwing that energy up, it makes you more dangerously, that it just creates that problem. And then when person online throws hateful things, and then another person online will report this to the police and the authorities, and they'll arrest that person. The other person online that started that threat is going to get away scot-free, and the person that might get released by the police will take a gun and shoot you in the head or even kill multiple people because it's that person online that made the comment his fault, because the world is messed up. There's a reason why World War III is coming sooner than ever, in my opinion, because of the hate. And I think people have to understand that it gets more dangerous by the minute. And I think some people have to understand it's people that throw so much. And we have people in comments that disagree with me. And I don't know how many people are commenting this right now. I'm sure some people will disagree with this, but I think the more hate you throw on a person, it will turn them into someone that you used to like, but he was a changed person because it's you that did it. I think people understand that online is a problem. Now, can you recover from that? Well, at the end of the day, guys, after hearing about everything else about Boogie 2988, and then I later realized he wasn't much of a religious person or born again Christian or something, so I came to the conclusion realizing that Boogie 2988 is not saved. No offense. I am a born again Christian after all, so I think only God knows where he's going to take him after this world is over for him. But I just hope Boogie can learn from his mistakes during his final days in life, depending on when his deathbed is coming. So, because at the end of the day, for whatever reason, I think some people might have to understand that there's more to it than meets the eye, because I think people online and people on you viewers are the ones responsible for everything that creates a huge problem in the world. And it causes so much that when you have to talk to a doctor or a psychiatrist and all they talk to you is about that video that you made online that was hateful, and then you have people online and maybe another person on YouTube talking about me of how I was a brony killer or a murderer, that creates more problems and tensions every single day. People have to understand, I've been creating content so much for over 8 years now. So I think people have to understand that the more longer I'm on YouTube, depending that I don't get subscribers or views, the more it gets. And guys, I've been trying to make exciting content and other stuff of making videos interesting, trying to, if I ever think about, hell, guys, I'm even thinking about trying to just play golf, or even play golf out in the driving range, or even start racing or doing other stuff. But I can't do it while holding on to one camera. It's not like how I'm actually a fan of one of the YouTubers. I forgot his name. The YouTuber's name is Josh Mayer Golf, and he has videos of him investigating golf clubs and even the worst golf clubs. And sorry about my hair. I didn't step in the shower. I'll step in the shower after I'm done with this video, um, but that guy's content is so fun that he gets to go around abandoned or even the worst rated golf courses while he has some friends of theirs or someone, well, or even people recording, or even the YouTuber Good. You know, those golfers, Max Scharf and those other people that play golf and record cameras. And I love when people together do that and start playing golf and you have a person recording a camera and you don't have to hold the camera while you're holding on to one club and hitting the ball, and then you try to look where the ball is. And I think some people have to understand. I've been trying to find more content, but the video and the ideas I have is not a one person job. If I go out there and saying I'm actually gonna hit a golf ball, but where's my camera point? Because I have an iPhone, I don't know where it's gonna go. People aren't gonna believe me if I score a hole in one. So I think people have to understand that there's so much stuff that people don't understand. And I just hope you can try to understand that I really, really do need something to try to move forward. As of right now, guys, I am doing this for money. I am trying to make as much money I'm trying to do. And if people can get me to watch time hours to make more watch time, we'll see what happens. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see in the future. But mostly, if there is other stuff that I forgot to point out, well, who knows? Maybe I'll talk about in the future. But I hope you people understand. But I think my advice is try to be careful online because if you start throwing comments on people and then that person gets in trouble because it's your fault, I think, and if you don't care, then you're just the worst person in history. And I think you better learn about that sooner enough.